Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is my third attempt trying to film this video, so hopefully I don't fuck up this time. Not that I'm like reading from a script or anything, but I'm just trying to go off the top of my head so I don't have to really put any work in, as lazy as that sounds. So, like I've said I haven't said this before. Anyways, this is a video that is going to be talking about who I am and my story, to give you guys an understanding of where I'm coming from, talking about my reference experiences and the things that got me to the place that I am now. So I guess I'll start off as a kid. As a kid, I was always very ambitious. Um, I'm still ambitious, but they say who you are as a kid is the basis for who you'll become as an adult. And I was always trying my best in school, at sports, whatever. Um, yeah, and I guess you could say I was a big fish in a small pond. And after grade school, when I got into high school, it was sort of a stark contrast, a stark realization that, maybe I'd have to do more to stay at that level. Because now there are more kids, there was more competition, and it sort of, brought me to a place where I was a little depressed because I thought, oh, like this is me, like I'm not going to be as good as I ever was. I peaked in like grade school, but that was before I really realized that it's all up to what you do, um, and your mindset and the effort that you put in, and that it's not about your circumstances. No matter your circumstances, you can always change, and it's all about you changing your mindset and who you want to be. So before I knew that, I was depressed, and one of the things I really liked at the time was playing basketball. I was shooting outside by myself, just pure enjoyment. And one of the funny things is when I was shooting outside, all these people would come by and be like, trying to give me help, trying to give me advice and stuff. And I was like, like I don't really care about like all that stuff. I just like doing it for doing it. So it was one of those things that I really had a genuine intrinsic passion for. And the high school team, the varsity team, I'd play JV. It was sort of a negative coaching staff, just sort of like a negative environment. And, you know, I guess the environment and my own mindset didn't allow me to really shine. And it sort of made me a little depressed because I worried about what people thought about me. I wouldn't come out of my shell on the court, and eventually I ended up deciding not to play. And after that decision, once I made the decision, immediately all of my stress and worries, they didn't immediately go away, but it helped a lot because it, freed up my time. I was allowed to explore who I was more. I got into things like self-development. I read a ton. I was a voracious reader in high school, and I was really just opening up my mind, reading about all of these experiences that other people had opened up a world of possibilities, and it let me understand what was out there and what could be accomplished. So, my junior and senior year, I started getting a little more motivated to put myself out there. I wasn't extremely courageous, but I tried some new stuff. I went on a leadership program to Hungary and Serbia. It was a free program, and how I got in was I had to write an essay, and I worked my ass off to get in. And I ended up going, and one of the mentors who was on the trip with us kids, he was only 26 at the time, but he had gone to Williams at age 15, graduated at 19, worked in consulting, investing, and at the point when we met him, he owned two businesses. This guy was crazy, and he was, a really big inspiration to me as well. And one of the things that he sort of led me into was, being social and being better with girls. So when I came back from that trip for my senior year, I started exploring new things. I'd start talking to more people, sort of just put myself in uncomfortable situations, talking to random people on the street, at football games, stuff like that. And I think it was, one of the things that sort of let me see what's possible when you just put yourself out there and take risks. Um, and I've since receded a little bit from that level of outgoing, trying new things socially, but I sort of want to get back on that horse and continue to grow through that. Um, Senior year, I also was consumed a lot with applying to colleges, and I didn't really know anything about the college application process. My dad gave me ideas for schools to apply to, and I think I sort of sold myself short because I've always been fairly intelligent, and one of my biggest regrets was not applying to more top schools. I applied to one Ivy, and the rest were below that, and I ended up getting into all of them, and I now currently go to an Ivy League school, but I never know where else I could have got in. Could I have gotten into Harvard? Could I have gotten into like Stanford? I'm happy with where I'm at now, but that's just a little thing that will sort of always be a lesson for me, that you have to go for the gusto, because you'll never know. And I guess I was sort of afraid of rejection and failure when I did that. My friend, he actually applied to, I think, like 8 Ivies, and he only got into two, and he got rejected from like Brown and like Cornell and places like that, but he got into like really good schools like Princeton, like MIT. So it sort of made me realize if you try and accept failure, you're gonna get better results than just playing it safe. And that's true in anything, whether it's picking up girls or starting a business or I don't even know what else. But yeah. So this past year, I made it through my first year of college. I joined a frat, which was great socially. Just college is awesome socially. There's so much room to like grow and meet new people, and especially if you go to a pretty good college, like there's so many interesting people there, and so many people that can inspire you and make you a better person. And I'm pretty glad that I had the opportunity to go where I went. But with that being said, I still want to, there's still more to be accomplished in my life. And that's sort of why I'm starting to make these videos, so I can document uh, just what I'm thinking about certain things. I have all these passions, and they're really a variety of passions. I like, like comedy, I like business, I like hip hop, I like, I don't know, sports. I like being nerdy. I like being crazy. I just like doing, I just like doing whatever the fuck I want to do. And that's straight, like, that's what I want out of my life. I want to be able to do whatever I want to do and just live a life that's fulfilling and happy. And I guess that's sort of where I'm at now and what I'm striving for. Um, right now I don't want to think too far into the future, but it seems like there's two paths I could take. I could either take the path where, I do well in school, maybe either go on to business school or get a job on Wall Street or some finance job and live a pretty happy life and build up a lot of wealth. Um, but, that's sort of like my fallback at this point, and it's a great fallback to have, but I really want to transcend that and do things that are enjoyable for me and make a lot of money. My goals are to be healthy, wealthy, and have great relationships. And I think that I'm not sure if it's possible to achieve those goals while doing what I want, but that's the ultimate. That would be the ultimate lifestyle, to do what I want and get what I want. So I guess this whole thing is going to be a documentation of where I'm going, and who knows, maybe I'll look back on this and think, wow, that's where I started out, or that's where I was at that point, and look at me now. You know, who knows what I could be? I could be like famous. I could be a famous rapper. I could be a famous comedian. I could be a billionaire. I could be the best at picking up girls. I could be anything that I want to be at this point in my life. And it's great to have all that opportunity. And I hope, some people watch this channel and get inspired by what I'm doing and what I think about and sort of realize that, you can have it too. Um, Anyone can do it. I don't consider myself to be that special. Uh, I'm not that smart. Pretty good at selling myself, but it's really up to it's about your mindset and your beliefs. So I'll leave you guys with that, and yeah, peace.